Graphics. Who doesn't love graphics? While there are some that are flat out incredible, others are just pure and utter garbage.
Garbage! And that was a disgraceful performance, in my opinion.
For years, I've watched tons of NASCAR races and been amazed of how far graphics have come. From the simple days of CBS Sports and ABC Wide World of Sports, to the over-the-top information ESPN provided during the Speed World era. And then there's some absurd, cluttered, and of course, laziness. Either way, graphics are an essential part of a NASCAR coverage. In an era where new and original content are hard to come by these days, it's about time NASCAR graphics to strap on and be critiqued. And it'll be right here on Auto Rockin' Racing 94. It's been a minute since I've uploaded the TNN episode, and I wanted to make some additional comments. The sponsored graphic during the onboards was used in 1998 as seen here on the screen. I didn't say it was introduced in 1999, but it became more predominant that season. As I'll mention in my CBS episode in the future, TNN also adapted one of its graphics when showing the telemetry of how fast the cars are going. You know, because TNN tends to adapt from other networks. With that out of the way, I can't express my thanks for the sudden boom on subscribers and my now most successful video, the 2017 Red Flag video, which became my second video hitting 20,000 views. The other one was NASCAR Decade of Memories, that I uploaded way back when in the early days of YouTube, December 31st, 2009 to be exact. I'm no big YouTuber, and that's totally fine by me. However, on my previous episode, I said I'll make a video about who I am as a person once I reach 250 subscribers. Well, that Red Flag video made the urge of making the video sooner than I expected. But I'll have it up on New Year's Eve, and who knows what this video will lead going into 2018. Okay, let's jump into Fox Sports. The once magnum opus of modern NASCAR television now turned into a mixed bag, including fans who despise the Walter brothers and losing its touch. So let's boogity boogity boogity, let's go critique the graphics. If there's one network I was looking forward of analyzing its graphics, Fox Sports was it. They applied new techniques by expanding its stats and telemetry. Plus, they fully utilized the upper horizontal ticker TNN used in the late 90s. It's all about innovation and bringing racing to life for its viewers at home. As time went by, they stayed consistent in some respects, but went backwards in the eyes of viewers. Fans complain about the latest graphic package and how they shove sponsors up their throats. I won't discuss about the broadcasting team, especially the Walter brothers or its Camping World Truck Series crew. This is about graphics and graphics only. But if there's one thing I can't stand, is this line, and NBC are victims to this practice as well.
White flag, 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
I hate it. I get why they do it, but I cannot stand it whatsoever. It just gets in the way. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway with episode number 2. The 2001 NASCAR Winston Cup Series campaign was the dawn of a new era for television, with Fox, NBC, and TNT covering the sport, whereas CBS, TBS, TNN, and ESPN's family of networks said goodbye the year before. What did it mean for racing television going forward? New graphics and innovative ways of capturing NASCAR's peak. Fox Sports isn't foreign to racing, as Fox Sports Net, now known as Root Sports in my area, covered Indy Racing League during its early days of Who the Hell Is That Driver, lame generic numbers, and a similar sound we've heard before.
Field has strung out just a bit, but
yeah, let's move on. In this episode, I'll focus on the Daytona 500 for my analysis, except for 2002, 2004, and 2006. That will be Rockingham and Fontana. My first nitpick is the starting grid from the 2001 Bud Shootout. Fox Sports only showed sponsored cars on products they promoted, like Budweiser, Kellogg's, Home Depot, and Texaco Havoline. As you see, guys like Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon, no love for them. Of course, it may have been early development as fans would later see. At the same time, it just looked Bush League, and networks oftentimes are biased. I'm looking at you, ESPN. Wait until I get to them later in this series. It was almost fixed over the next couple of events. I said almost because Kenny Wallace and Derek Hope got a generic Fox Sports car. Before the start of the race, fans saw number fonts. Yes, number fonts. Fox Sports has already embodied its predecessors as they were the first network operating this concept. If they got it right, cool by me. But if they didn't, as years went by, I had problems. For its Cup coverage, they did a tremendous job on getting just about every number font correct. On the other hand, the Busch Series coverage had generic numbers, which I was totally okay with. It wouldn't be until Fox regained coverage in 2015 when we see actual number fonts in the second division. Oh, another thing, the text on the driver's name looked beast, even if it's a carbon copy of what WWF SmackDown used from 1999 to 2001. Information text, clean and simple, and gave out useful information. This is the one I've been waiting for, the ticker. Yes, the ticker. I purposely waited until the season opener to discuss this graphic. You had the number of laps remaining on the left. Not at one point in 2001 we saw the lap count. The sponsor would scroll before seeing a large text saying, "Running order." Hey, I said it that way when I was a kid, so deal with it. Then we saw an old school Formula 1 yellow box with the black position number inside. Then the car number, hyphen, and driver next to it. Pretty clean and simple. It's one, if not my all-time favorite ticker. I just don't know why, but I like the whole graphic package from start to finish. I mean, look at this! Outside of that beast camera shot, as the cars enter turn 3, this was adapting stuff. Below the running order, you'll see last lap miles per hour, intervals, manufacturers, and great telemetry. Sure, the latter clogged up the screen, but one groundbreaking format they introduced at Daytona was Fox Tracks. This was a game changer as we got live information on how fast or how far behind the driver was. It wouldn't be until later into that season when Fox Tracks became a concrete cornerstone of its coverage. My goodness, the starting grid. Pre-recorded driver motion. We don't have that anymore, unfortunately. Must be hard getting every mid-season debut driver to do it, but still. Also, the 3D model cars moved like they were getting ready for a virtual battle. The number font and cars showed up before going into break as well. Sometimes they only show the car number font and driver's name for variety purposes. However, the cars showing up on the running order before going into and returning from break didn't last. This particular graphic package lasted until 2003, but there were some changes done. In 2002, gone was the laps remaining on the left side as it was replaced by ads. We love ads. So do you. God. The lap count was introduced as it was positioned next to the Fox logo and the fly-colored jelly bean. Hey, real quick. Anyone who knows those sound effects and where I can get it, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll upload the Craftsman Truck Series on Speed Scene from 2003 on my backup channel. No rush. For a short period of time, they had a rookie indicator and a running order for guys like Jimmy Johnson and Ryan Newman. It was inconsistent at times because they would bring it back frequently. Come on, stay consistent. Another change was the starting grid. It was much smaller and was taking up the bottom screen instead of roughly 2/3. Besides that, there are only a few things I'd like to mention. The top 5 was condensed before going to commercials. As I said, the 3D cards was short-lived. Also, the race results had the number font, name, car manufacturer, and whether they were a lap down or out of the race. Nice stuff, nothing new. Now this particular race has a special place in my heart as this was the very first race I saw on television. Yeah, I laugh about it. My first race was rain shortened, blah 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 blah. Anyways, going forward. I liked when they showed the Bud Polo Award profile. It had the top 10 starters on the scoring pylon, and they gave the fans great stats on the driver and a list of drivers who won poles from that particular season to that moment. But my question is, where the hell is that information today? I didn't even know Kyle Busch had 8 poles this season until the finale at Homestead. As if fans don't give a damn about pole winners anymore. But those stuff matter, damn it! Notice the box changing based on the width on the logo? Yeah, that was common. Only other notable change was, again, the starting grid downsized it some more. First, it shows the 3D cars before transitioning into still driver portrait. It was from this point forward when the emphasis of starting grids began to decline, with one exception. Fox's next Daytona 500 in 2005. Before jumping into 2004, let's make some pointers to the grid. Look closely on the contingencies. Unocal 76 was gone after 2003. Look at the Dodge models. The Intrepid phased out after 2004. 3D model cars. was still based from 2001. However, it's still one of my favorite starting grids of all time. And oh yeah, pre-recorded movement. The formula from 2001 and 2003 soldiered on into 2004, but the whole graphic package was revamped. It was the sign of the future, as the jelly bean was eaten up by a slim bar, as seen flashing on the screen. Fox Sports went all out with its new graphics, and I approved because it didn't lose much of its luster from the first gen. However, as I alluded a moment ago, the starting grid became an afterthought. It was a simple grid that was nothing worth bragging about looking back. NBC did this concept first, but the grid included the crew chief's name, and yes, the 3D car stuck around for a minute in 2004. I completely forgot about this ever existing. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe because they never used it again. Using ESPN's technique, 2005 was the first year Fox showed the top 10 at the line once the winner took the checker flag. The third network to use this format. It's much better than those CC headlines after the race the year before. Look at this for a moment.
Will win. The Aaron's $4.99. Checkered flag. Jeff Gordon wins it.
During this run is where I admire Fox Sports' coverage and its graphics because they were top-notch, clean, and simple. But this is where its graphics becomes unsafe, as later years proved my frustration and influence of this series becoming a thing. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's being one and done, or one and done in general, no matter what situation you're in life. It wasn't really a NASCAR problem, it was a Fox Sports problem. Like, why would you use this awful package for 1 year? The silver and black thing didn't grow on me then, and it still doesn't today. Especially when they used the 2004 and 2005 graphics on most of their stuff. Just stay consistent. Let me tell you about that ticker. I'm not sure if it's the font that I hate the most about it, or is that stupid wrenching sound that makes all out fuzz during the caution that I like to call the sound bug.
Hard in the outside wall.
Oh my God.
The gas, you're right behind him. Trouble, big wreck. Whoa. 55 and a bunch of other cars.
Hard lit. Drivers.
He said the brakes went out.
And in the 14th car, and they're still stacking up. Casey Mears.
A big pile up here.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. After that blast from the ass, the sun came out and saw a revamped graphic package. The formula remained the same, but again the grid became simpler than ever. However, during its running order, it had some new changes. On the top screen, you have the logo, a squared flag color, and a lap count in the center. The sponsorship, on the other hand, was moved from the left side to the right side. The sponsor box stayed intact. It didn't change like the first gen from 2001 to 2003. However, I like the grid, but not much love for that checkered box before showing the running order. It just looks random and a bit out of place in my book. At least the rookie indicator stayed instead of popping up every other race, so there's that. Another change was the inclusion of actual number fonts. NBC tried this in 2001, but it didn't last at all. Fox and other networks since kept it from 2007 onward. Overall, the shiny package from the text to valuable information like how many seasons a driver has competed was useful. Fox has done a tremendous job keeping those stats in their broadcast. While they cut down on its starting grid and pole winner information, it was still top-notch. With this package, we got more details like how many laps a leader has led. More often than not, we don't see it on a regular basis. Knowing Fox Sports' direction and their latest vanilla package that the NFL are using this season, we won't see it anytime soon. The next two Daytona 500s really didn't have new changes, so I'll skim through the... Wait. Go back to 2008. Go back to 2008. There's a reason why I admitted that failed project. One fellow YouTuber who uploads races had one of his videos blocked because of that pit of a fool gopher. It was re-uploaded without any trace of that character, and with that, let's move forward. Sometimes the Fox tracks show the car number and speed, which was refreshing because we know the driver. No need of seeing it again as seen here. Later in 2009, and what I believe led to the end of the upper horizontal ticker, was the live data of where the cars are running, as you'll see in a moment. First, during the last lap, a new format was introduced. Granted, the 2009 Daytona 500 was rain shortened. I'll show you another clip. For some reason, the lap count went from gray to black during overtime. I guess it was necessary to indicate viewers what's going on, but I wasn't crazy about it. Here's what I mean about live data. They showed a live classification of the top 10. They kept it for a few years, and while I didn't mind this graphic, I like my last lap's graphic free. It doesn't hurt giving graphics a proper rest for a moment. Come on, show the action without that much clutter. Look at this epic finish from Darlington 2003 and compare it to the Richmond battle from 2016.
Here he comes. He's got him this time. It's going to be a drag race. Wow. They touch. Craven got him.
Traffic ahead. Kyle Busch the leader.
Look at this.
Carl
look at
Edwards
this,
right
look
there.
At this.
Moves
Wow.
him to win it. Carl Edwards bump and dump and run.
Big difference. The live running order can be a wad of mess at plate tracks as it changes every second. At first it doesn't look crazy, but watch any plate races in the early 2010s and see how nuts it gets, especially during large packs. Even with this white flag ticker, that's the name of plate racing, so I can't complain. One thing I did like was showing several drivers crossing the line, like the track surface at Daytona Fox Ender 2011 with a brand new identity. Square boxes were lame, come on. Let's be honest, it's lame. Let's add some curves into it. Let's make the starting grids a little bit more relevant. So here we go. Here's a more relevant starting grid. I know it's a little bit lame, but hey, it's a step in the right direction. Oh, come on, Fox. This is generic number fonts in 2011? What the hell? What? Seaman Wallace and Annie Lally get the right fonts, but not J.J. Yaley? Bruh. This single-handedly killed my vibe. It affects the ticker as well, which doesn't take up the upper horizontal screen anymore. Some breathing room for once, but an incomplete set of number fonts is just pure laziness. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, the flag color and the lap count merged, and the sponsor returned to its original home, the left side. But damn it, number fonts matter! That top 10 graphic during the white flag didn't come with the 2011 to 2013 package as the sticker scrolled like a regular normal race would. Going into another race outside of Daytona, the box turns gray, notifying the viewers that the driver was out of the race. Like certain concepts, it didn't last. Seems Fox likes to try new things and give up on it. Yet the gopher continued. One thing you'll also notice was the driver box inside the ticker. It matches the car colors except for the generic ones. It improved entering 2012. As you see when Matt Kenseth won the race, they still had the immediate results now known as race to the finish. Okay, it gets a pass because it matches the paint scheme, which I admire. This package was unique and I wish they'd go back with this style of graphics. Going forward, they reverted to the old school formula from the 90s, and rather than embracing clean coverage, they got it pathetic year by year, and I'll rapid fire those ones right now. On August 17, 2013, the Speed Channel passed away after 18 years of giving racing fans a #1 home. Cause of death? Fox Sports 1. Why I haven't been included in the Funk Network in this episode, you may ask? It deserves its own analysis. To this very day, you're sorely missed, Speed. I mentioned in my intro video in August that clutter graphics will be mentioned. The magnum opus is Fox Sports, and it started with the 2014 edition of the Sprint Unlimited. The FS1 theme is just lame, dull, and trash. The latest radioactive for 2017 was heinous, and Daytona Day is something to be proud. Oh, sorry, let me go back to graphics. This is the wrong video for that. The square box came back. Perfect time to mention this. Look at the background of Harvick's car number. Gray. Okay, they soon added colors behind it. The font was clean and easy to read for sure, so I don't mind that. I like these changes. I can't wait for... Plain, vanilla, cluttered, uninspiring, trial and error that didn't last. Move the fuck on. What? Still vanilla number fonts? Come on! At least the ticker is on the upper left, and it gives me that 90s vibe, but bruh. Number fonts matter! The actual fonts came back for the next race, but still, come the fuck on! This clutter sucks! That's not full screen! I want my full screen, damn it! Not this! Else!
If I can be serious for a minute.
I'll mention the changes. It had 3 sections. On the left, it had the event on top with the lap count underneath, and the flag color was in the background. In the middle, it shows the top 3, which you saw in that vague abyss rant. Then the rest of the field, 4 at a time, was shown on the right side. If the flag changes, the whole ticker in the background changes color. Normally, it's blue during the running order. These days, the interval is what we see during Fox's recent coverage. For trucks, they show the point standings where the interval section is. Sponsorship-wise, when it changes, it takes up the whole ticker for about 5 seconds before staying below in the first section. Still on the left if you haven't caught my drift. One last comment about the 2014 to 2017 graphics. I'll show you every starting grid for 2016 and give my thoughts. Example, Clint Boyer.
No! Yes! No! No! Yes! No! Yes! No! No! Yes! No! 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 Yes! No!
This is how Boyer's number 1 looked like! He was with A. Scott, not Michael Waltrip Racing, H. fucking Great Scott! 2017 looked the same! Stage is over! God damn it! Fuck! Help! Voice crack. While the quality has diminished since 2013, Fox still holds up quite well. They were innovators and kept the same formula other networks tend to ignore. If anything, they aren't bare minimum crap. Like the sport, I do agree quality has been declining. It's not the same. Fox hasn't been the same either for many of us. Thanks to the NFL's vanilla graphics, which I need to mention again, we'll have a solid box and a dull font set. And if that's the case, yawn. I hope it'll grow on me, which the 2006 sticker wasn't able to do. But for now, I'll wait until Speed Weeks. However, their continuous impact will come dividends in the future as technology continues to evolve. For now, we can't thank the network's amazing vision of bringing motorsports television places where they haven't gone before, for better or worse. The once new home for NASCAR will enter its 18th season, and for many of us, it has become a staple ground in this generation. Say what you want about the current direction of Fox, it's better than others, but every network needs improvement. It's just the bottom line. Well, that's the checker flag. I'm sorry that I was that passionate about number fonts on graphics. It's just a major pet peeve I couldn't resist pointing out. And how continuity has fallen in the past few years. How about this? The next 2 episodes will be focusing on Turner Broadcasting, with episode 3 coming out in late January. The first one I'll be focusing on is TBS Sports, the attendant network to have joined Fox and NBC Sports in 2001. Before you know, we know drama came along and kicked the old superstation to the curb. The cornerstone of Charlotte Motor Speedway is getting its own spotlight, as I'll critique its simplistic and adaptations, including that never-ending ticker. Again, no graphics are safe. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think about Fox Sports' coverage from back then and compare it to today. Until we meet again, make sure you check out my other videos I've done over the years. Some are great, some are cringeworthy, and others are factual. For now, have a happy holidays or whatever you guys celebrate, and I'll catch you later.